I wanted to try a new kind of video today, and this is about collecting scripophily. Many of you guys may know what that is, but most of you probably don't know what scripophily is. Scripophily is the collecting of stocks and bonds. And what is a stock? Well, a stock is something like this. A piece of paper can be a piece of paper like this one here from the Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio Railroad Company. And this is a physical piece of paper to let somebody know that they had 100 shares. And this was certified that William F. Monserrat was the owner of this on April 28, 1947. This document I picked up framed at a train show or a railroad collector's swap meet with model trains, and I paid probably no more than $5 for this, and it was worth it because it was framed. 8 by 12 frames are hard to find, and they cost a little bit more than the normal 8 by 10. The other thing is that a lot of these have a lot of really interesting history to them for a very, very low price. I have about 8 here that I'm going to show that I paid $1 a piece for, plus combined shipping, so it was only $3.50 for shipping. And I'll let you know who I got them from. I got them from a seller called Stock Lobster, and the reason why I'm mentioning him is because stocks are not particularly rare unless you get ones that are signed by somebody famous or some other kind of interesting piece of history like Enron stocks, Microsoft, Apple, those kind of things. If they have a following, or if they have, the .com crash or whatever, or something that fell during, the Great Depression or whatever. This stock here, I paid $1 for. This is actually 5,000 shares of All American Television. And this here, along with right here, is called the vignette. And that's what a lot of people collect for. This is the All American Television Corporation, or incorporation, that is dated 1985 here, and December 20th, 1985. And they are no longer in business. They've merged with somebody else, and they produced a lot of shows like game shows and everybody's favorite Baywatch. And I bought 2 of those, and they'd be nice to frame, and they're a nice piece of television history for very, very little money. This one is 1,000 shares. The next one I have here is from the Pennsylvania New York Central Transportation Company. These are all facsimile signatures down here, but this one here I believe is a real signature, but me figuring out who the transfer agent was, I will never know probably. And then there's another signature over here, right there. These are all canceled stocks, meaning that they cannot be transferred, they cannot be redeemed, they can't be done anything with. This is 100 shares of capital stock, and there's a lot of stamps and markings on the back from all over, so there's a lot of history on what has happened to these things over the years. What they're doing out in the open at the collector's market, you can buy these anywhere in quantities of 1 to 100 or more from different vendors online. I just wanted to mention what I had gotten. This is the Western Union Telegraph Company. They no longer do telegraphs in the United States, but they still do in Canada as far as I know. And this is for, again, 100 shares. Some people collect, larger share amounts. Sometimes they collect special serial numbers. And sometimes they just collect, things that they have in common, or something that would look beautiful framed, like this Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio Railroad Company. This, excuse me, is from Directomat, and they were a company that did information type kiosks for the New York subway and other places like Chicago. And unfortunately, those the New York ones were damaged and vandalized, which created to the downfall of Directomat. But it's got a nice railroad and transportation history. This is 100 shares. Coggeshall and Hicks was the owner of this, I guess. This is a beautiful Anglo National Corporation stock certificate from 1932, and they turned into Crocker Bank from California. And there are several signatures here that have been hole punched. If I can see that in the camera there. There's not much on the back here. Number 3008, and this is also for 100 shares. And Consolidated Securities is the owner of this stock, or was the owner of the stock. And again, it's got a neat vignette. Some of these are not exclusive to certain ones, but the Anglo National Corporation was also $1. I'm just learning a lot of this stuff here, so you have to bear with me. This is Mr. Swiss of America, which was a restaurant chain, I think, in the South maybe. And it's interesting to see all the former locations, pictures online of people who've eaten there, or what the businesses are now. This is February 27th, 1970. Just a few days, February 24th is my birthday. This is Francis I. DuPont and Company owner, and it's just kind of neat piece of roadside history, Americana, whatever you want to call it. And this is, again, 100 shares. There's Mr. Swiss of America, corporate seal of Delaware. And I got 2 of those. And I'm probably going to be picking up a few more stocks in the future. And this one is International Telephone and Telegraph. This is common stock, and it's a whopping 2 whole shares. I guess maybe stocks in the telephone company was quite less than 100 shares. No kidding. This is just a private person that owned this stock here with their address and whatever. And it's kind of like people can buy, like, I think one share of, I can't remember which, not Facebook, but something that they could buy. I don't remember what it was, Nintendo or something like that, and say that they're a shareholder or whatever. This is way before Bitcoin and all that. But it's a really fun piece of history. All the nice little artwork in the middle, center, top center there, sometimes off to the side. And this has just a crazy amount of signatures and stamps and facsimiles and all kinds of cool stuff on the back of that. But anyway, these range anywhere from $1 to thousands of dollars. The most popular ones, as I said, is the telecommunications stocks, the computer stocks, and the Disney stocks. And I don't know, hopefully this will open your eyes to a new piece of collecting and something that you can be proud to frame. And you know, if you decide to go in this route or get something, share in video form what you've picked up, or if you already have some of these, share what you have. And hope you enjoyed this little new video, and thank you for watching.